All right, what is up, everybody? Welcome to the Survivor Buffs on our series of interviews of the amazing Survivor 41 cast. Really excited for this one today because we have the great, the powerful, the GOAT, Naseer. It's so good to have you, and our first jury person we've interviewed. So, yeah, this is a monument for me and Adam. So, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you, but I think I was a second jury member.
Yeah, I'm saying you're the first person we've interviewed that was
Oh,
on
yeah,
the
you were the
jury.
first. Yes, I'm sorry. Cut it. Yeah. So, hey, thank you so much. Thank you so much for sending me the request to be on your show. Appreciate it.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
happy.
of course.
Absolutely. Clearly, I'm the odd man out. I did not get the memo that we were wearing Survivor sweaters. I missed out on the announcement. I'm rocking Mickey Mouse golfing, or is that Minnie Mouse? I actually can't tell.
That's Mickey.
That's
Mini.
Mickey. That's Mickey.
That's
Oh,
Mickey.
it
Half Mini. Oh yeah, it's Mickey.
Is
is
it?
Mickey.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Mickey, I think.
Okay.
I don't see the bow.
Yeah.
Well, yes, as getting said, it's very exciting to talk to you here, Naseer. You were definitely one of the contestants that we were looking the most forward to talk to, just because for a couple reasons. But I think the main one is I feel like you brought a new energy to the show. I feel like there's not many past Survivor contestants. Before season 41, there was 590 players, and I really can't think of any that I would like compare you to. So it was cool. You feel like you brought a new personality, a new energy to the show. So thanks for doing that.
That is Nasir, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Did you
Yeah.
have fun? Was the whole journey, the whole experience? I guess it's never over, but it's
Yeah.
been fun so far.
Definitely it I mean, say every single minute out there was fun and something new every time, even though if you see a coconut tree or some other tree, something new, right? We are in Fiji. So well, definitely I enjoyed it. Thank you so much for mentioning one of you can compare me with any other survivor players that who played, and I would definitely agree with that. That's why I want to be who I am, and
Mhm.
I want to play the game the way I want, and I think I did deliver that, and it's out there, right? Yes, I did enjoy it.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, you were definitely unapologetically Nasir, and that was great to see. I mean, you're definitely already one of the top contenders that everybody on social media is like, we want more, we need to see more. So that hope to see you again. I hope so.
well, well, I hope so too, right? So, but I want to say thank you to all the fans out there. Really appreciate it. So, even though I did not win my $1 million, right? But I was able to win more than $1 million hearts, right? Millions of hearts. So it's
Right.
all fans out there. Thank you so much.
We I was trying to pull this up. We so before the season, so me and Gideon were doing live recaps of each of the episodes, and one thing we did as we went on was before the season started, we drafted two teams as if it was like a fantasy draft, and we snaked back and forth. So we would each we do two men, two women. Um, and the point was that we tried to have the winner on our team. So I was trying to pull it up here because I was
I
trying to think.
lost.
I believe Gideon lost. I was the one that
I
picked
Yeah,
Erica.
pretty bad.
I
Well,
think she
did
was
you
like,
root for? Did you were rooting for me, Gideon?
Did
I
I
think
did?
I think you were on my
Yeah,
team.
yeah. I
Oh,
think you were on it, even though I wanted you, but
okay.
he got you first.
Let me see.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Of course, of course.
I'm trying to pull it up here. Give me one sec. Yes, you were definitely on my team. I believe you were the third male picked
Good.
in our draft.
Very nice.
Um,
So who were the two? Were
okay,
Danny and Voce maybe?
I
The
had Voce.
here we
I
go.
think Voce was my first pick. He had Ricard. Yeah.
Ricard.
Deshaun was the first, and then Ricard was the second, and then uh, yeah, and then you would have been the third. But
Yeah, he
so
was.
the X we X'd people out as they got eliminated. So Erica was pretty late pick, so I got pretty lucky. Yeah, I just I didn't think. I was glad I picked Erica because I think a lot of people preseason had her as a winner pick, but I think the problem was you really couldn't compare her to any other winner. She kind of played a game that I don't really think you can compare it to many winners. So as opposed to like Ricard, I feel like while he's very original, I feel like there are a lot of people like, oh, he reminds me of this person. Whereas Erica was so new, and maybe it's just because she's Canadian, but definitely was cool seeing Erica win. Very proud of her. How do you? I wanted to ask you too. Like, how do you view Erica's win? You obviously were on the jury. You voted for her. Like, looking back now at the season, like how do you sum up her victory?
Well, Erica, as you mentioned, there are not many winners played the way Erica played, right? So Erica,
Hmm.
because everyone, 18 of us, all 18 players had their own strength and weaknesses, and of course, we had our own way of playing the game, right? So that's why they brought all 18's different not national personalities in there. So
Mm-hmm.
Erica kind of she stayed lay low. Played under the radar game, but at the same time she knows her moves. And when the time came, break the hourglass, and that is her start point. And also, if you really think about Erica, like I think not a single time was her name written down on any tribal council. So that's a good achievement. And
Yeah.
yeah, she played it. I really respect her gameplay, and she's very well deserved to win that. If I Because I'm not there, so if I'm there, I'm winning. It's guaranteed, right?
Oh yeah, yeah,
So definitely. Well, matter of fact, there are many other players that who played on season 41. Yes, I would say all 18 of us should win the game, right?
yeah.
That's a
Mm-hmm.
whole
Hmm.
reason we were there. But Erica, I respect her gameplay. She played good.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's interesting you bring up if you were at the end, you would win because I think everybody absolutely thought that. And I know when me and Adam were recapping, we were saying you were definitely the biggest jury threat because everybody liked you and you had a great story. So, because you were the biggest jury threat, were you aware that everybody thought that?
Well, I was like first two episodes, like they don't know me well, I would say, because we've been
Right.
keep winning. So when I was able to win a challenge all by myself, I would say, when
Oh
they
my gosh. Yeah.
Danny, Deshaun tried to throw a challenge and become like, that is very close to get into the merge, and they know that if we let him after the merge is gonna win all the individual immunity challenges. So, and of course they know that I'm friendly. I was the biggest provider out there, and yeah, and they know that I've always acted like I have everything on that island. So even though I found an idol, but I just acted like so. I created a vibe like, yes, I'm happy, even though some days I was on the chopping block, but I did not show them that. It's dangerous to show them that you're on the chopping block. So, but I acted on the other side, like, yeah, I'm the happiest kid out there.
Hmm.
So, and they know, almost everybody, they know that there is no way they can win if I'm sitting on the final three. Not in a final three. Even if I got on the final four, that was my plan because
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
nobody could go making fire against me, my friends.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, so they did a great move, and I think that was when I was blindsided. Was a great move for Ricard, definitely. And at the same time, that wasn't a very smart move for that night because then Shan followed me because I was a very loyal numbers for them. So
Yeah.
yeah, so I know it. I know it. The whole day on that day, even the reason even I did not play my idol because I want to stay one more day.
Right.
So one more day, then I will find a hole to fill in and move on. But hey, it is survivor, right? You're on survivor. Anything can happen at any time.
Yeah.
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 Absolutely. We have a question from Sam. He wants to know do you think English not being your first language was more an advantage or a disadvantage in the game?
Well, I would say both. Sometime because I try to the way they explain things, it's different than the way I explain, right? Like it could be for some people when I'm trying to say something, maybe they may think since I have a bad accent, or maybe he's trying to say something. The way you phrases things are different than normal, the native English speakers, right? So, but also that was for me. That was, I would say, my disadvantage. But at the same time, the advantage is like I can be like, yeah, you know what? It's a guy cannot speak English, and we can. They may thinking like we can use him to for the just for the numbers, and I'm like, I don't care, to be honest with you. English is my fourth language, right?
Mm.
So I'm proud of even how many people do really speak at least two languages in America, right, or in Canada.
Right.
Not a lot.
So my
Not a
fourth
lot.
language, I'm proud of it, and I'm really proud because I learned English. I really started learning English watching Survivor. So I have even better story
Right.
about the English,
Yeah.
right? So there we go.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, English is like they say it's like one of the most difficult languages to learn if it's not your first. So I mean, props.
There we go. Thank you.
I know. So it was your girlfriend, now wife, who introduced you to the show. Is that right?
Yes.
What do you remember? Like the first season? What did you start with, Borneo, or what was like the first season
The
you showed you?
Survivor season, the Nicaragua season 21.
Ah.
Really interesting. Interesting.
So
21.
that was it because my wife and I, because when I met her, I hardly spoke English, right? So then we kind of we were communicating in Arabic, but we trying to watch an English movie or anything that I don't understand. I can see what's going on, but I don't know. I have no clue what's going on, right? But then she loves Survivor. Then she like, okay, you know what? This show could be good to watch together. Then when she put the show, I'm like, whoa, that's like me. That's me, you know. So and then we started watching, and that's why Survivor played a huge role in my life, and still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nicaragua. So Fabio's your favorite winner, right? Because Nicaragua.
I rooted for him, but not really. I'm being honest with you.
Have you since gone back and watched all the seasons?
Yes. Then I went back and watched every single season multiple
Nice.
times. Fabio, well, see, I again, I love his gameplay. I hope Fabio is watching this. Fabio, I'm sorry, my friend, because everybody, come on, Adam and Gideon, you all have your favorites you were rooting for someone's right on every season.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like that. But I'm very happy for him. He's a great player. Yeah.
Yeah. So now having watched all the seasons, do you have one that you would consider your favorite? And also, what's your wife's favorite season?
Oh, my wife's always talk about All Stars, and of
Nice.
course, season 40 was. But her favorite season is season 41.
Oh, yeah,
Nice.
of course. Right.
And mine is, of course, season 41 because I was on that, and
Of course.
never saw like season 14 took CBS to put me on this on the show. It took almost 21 years. Well, I wasn't even in America right when Survivor started. So yeah, season 41. But apart from that, season 40 I really enjoyed it, and also Cagayan, Survivor Philippine was great, All Stars, and everything except, I would say, except season 5, Survivor Thailand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we agree. We agree.
It's kind of odd season. I'm like, yeah, and 39 was kind of, it wasn't that great. So it was great, but I won't. Couldn't be better. That's
Right.
why season 40 killed everything, and season 41, it's a dangerous game, right?
Yeah, beware.
Yeah, so it's drop the 4, keep the 1. So
That's
forget
right.
about everyone else.
Yeah, it's a season with the monster. What do you think was the monster Jeff was referring to?
That's me.
Yep.
You see that when I push right? So you see that they just slow motion, like the monster came out of me. Right? Even Dan, he's mentioning Naseer an animal at that point, So that's what he was talking about. Every time the monster is coming.
That's good.
Exactly.
Up to this interview, Adam and I still no idea what the monster was, so I'm glad you could explain that.
Yeah. So now you have a clear answer, my friends.
Yeah. We were trying to figure it out. We kept asking, so
Yeah, you were telling me no one ever played Survivor like Nasir, right? I'm one of a
Yeah.
that's
kind,
true.
right? Then yeah, everybody else said, even my castaways, fellow castaways who I played with, they want to play like other player, this player, but I said I'm gonna play like Nasir. So that's what
Right.
Jeff referring to, the monster. You're gonna see, that's Nasir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think part of it is true too. Like I think you surprised a lot of people. I don't think anyone thought you'd be bad at challenges, but you really killed it out there. You did so great in challenges. Did you do better than you thought you would at challenges?
I could have done better on my last challenge, but my
Mm,
body did not supported me. That's the whole reason I'm well. See, blindside, idle in my pocket. Yeah, it is sad. It's
mm,
okay, but it's a classic blindside. That is the way should be survival. Played.
right.
Yeah.
That's a great way to play. I'm not really sad about it. Of course, I'm sad. But at the same time, well, it is what it is, and good way to play. But that challenge, the last challenge that I participated on, like when I got on the challenge, uh, like within 3 minutes, my right arm, the entire arm got numb. I was
Mm,
holding with one hand for 17 minutes, right? So other hand,
ooh,
just I just put over that whatever we were holding on. Then Jeff keep telling me, Nasir, move your hand, move your arm. I'm like, I can feel it. I just held as long as I can. Then Jeff
yeah.
keep, just Nasir, do it. I'm like, I can't feel it. Then I have to give up. Otherwise, he will be like, get out, you know.
Right.
So right after 30 seconds, not even 30 seconds, Erica dropped. So that I was disappointed on myself on that day, on that challenge, because my body gave up. And then when I came back, I had to do therapy for almost 2 months. I did.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So yeah,
You-
every other challenge, I gave my 150%. I always say so. Even if you drop a little bit, so you can maintain your 100%. And yeah, when even though hungry, your starvation or deprivation, whatever it is, when you see the obstacles also the challenge, we all I become a monster.
Yeah.
you know
With the monster.
Absolutely. The challenge where Deshaun and Danny were trying to throw it so they could vote out Erica. Did you realize they were trying to throw it, or were you were just focused on winning?
I always focus on winning, regardless
Mhm.
Right.
of, because then I noticed Deshaun, because Deshaun was good in throwing that sandbags, like couple challenges prior to that challenge.
Right.
So I'm like, something wrong here, because normally we take turns. Like I always ask them, we had when we do this strategy, like okay, strategy, yeah, strategy. Then we talk about what they call it, strategizing, right? Yeah, we talk
Yeah.
about take like this many turns, this many throws, then we switch around and try to do it as a team, because we are playing as a team, right? Then on that one particularly, he's like, I'm asking Dishan, may I come in? May I come in? He's like, no, 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 I will do it. He's keep doing it. I'm like, okay, something wrong here, right? Then
Yeah.
Yeah.
I quickly start thinking, yeah, when I'm pushing the uh, blocks. Danny lost his ring and trying to pretend to, like, yeah, I'm trying to, I'm like,
Mm,
Danny, go ahead, don't worry, I will push it myself. That's what I did. He's literally holding, not even pushing. Okay. Then I start quickly thinking about. I'm like, I was waiting for a moment. Dishan threw a ring, many rings. Then one went off the platform. Then I just jump in. Then I got in. Then he has to come out. Then the first two rings I tossed it in, like one, two, done. The third, fourth one I got a little bit. Then they will keep saying like, come on in, come on in. I'm like, no, I got this. Then I just finished up. Then the following challenge also they want to throw.
mm,
Yeah.
If you have noticed that during or by the water well that we were talking, Danny came and asked, "Can we?" I'm like, "No, I'm not throwing any challenge here." Right? Then
yeah.
Dishan doesn't know that. Dishan was thinking still we want to throw. We are throwing the challenge, because I say, "Yeah, we can do it," because we end up talking too much about the challenge. It's become annoying. I'm like, "Yeah, let's throw the challenge." So then until when we met, even after explain the game, then the challenge, then Danny asked me, "Are we throwing the challenge?" And I said, I look at Sydney. Sydney said no. Then, because I'm not going to throw the challenge, no way. Then, when I saw that challenge, I know I can win this one by myself again.
Hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, winning, losing. I mean, throwing challenges is for me, it's ugly, my friend. You know.
Well, statistically, throwing a challenge has not worked since Ethan Zahn did it in season 3. So it's not a bad move by you.
Exactly. And I will never throw a challenge in my life. It doesn't matter
Yeah.
what challenge.
I
As long as
respect
I'm
it.
competing, don't.
I'm also surprised Danny was so keen to throw it because he was, obviously a
Yeah.
professional athlete. But I guess he saw. It seemed like the main reason is because he was so nervous about Erica advancing, which I guess at the end ended up being true. So
The
you know,
reason, yeah, it's true because we're trying to get an like, all right, Tishan, Danny, and Sydney, they had a very good like relationship. Or they have good
yeah,
alliance of the three, right? So they know that I will be joining them, or because the problem was I told the truth at the first day. That was my mistake. So Danny and Dishan was looking for an idol,
right,
so it backfired me. Even though I told the truth, I want to gain some loyal. So that's the reason I said anyway. So yeah, they tried to throw the challenge. Danny, he mentioned it in one of his confessionals, say that that is a big sin for me as a professional football player. But at that time, you're playing a game, right? So he has to go with the flow. If he say no, then Dishan and Sydney will think why he's saying no. You know what I mean? So that's the
right.
reason he and want to throw. But they tried it. Nasir was there, right?
Uh, yeah. Yeah, when we interviewed Sydney, she was talking about throwing the challenge, and she said she almost wished that y'all had lost a few because y'all were just so good. How was camp life pre-merge? Was it that bad where you just wanted to throw it? I mean, was everybody pissed off, mad at each other? Like, what was up with that?
No. We had great time. Yeah, there are some days, because if you're looking at the same faces for every single day with no food, so sometimes you will get some kind of holes and you try to get into something, then you say something in a different way. It create chaos. But
Hmm.
yeah, we had but most of the time we had really good time out there. We had fun. We had fun, and I understand. Like, yeah, we could have, it's not the way to play survival. I would say throw a challenge and vote someone out, because tribal can go live at any time. Then
Right.
I rather sit on a winning team, stay one more night safe, and I hate to sit on tribal council. I'm being honest with you all, because any chance, you don't have a chance unless after the vote read, then that's the only time you feel comfortable, right? If your name is not on there, anything can
Hmm.
happen. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Right. I wanted to ask. Obviously, you found the hidden immunity idol, but the way that we saw you finding it, I believe it was the only time that finding an idol was shown in like a flashback, as opposed to in the present moment. Where so were you? Did you just stumble upon it, or were you out looking for it? Like where did you find it, or like did you find it way earlier, or just what was it like finding it?
I found it right before that, the
Oh,
channel.
okay.
So I was
Oh.
fast. And also,
Gotcha.
you know what? I swept the entire Luwu island to find the
Yeah.
idol. I remember there are days that, so when they go to fish, because I was the main one provider, like in the land, on the land, and also I get crabs, right? So Sydney, Danny, they were good going out. They want to try. They caught a couple of fish, I would say. Then so they go
Mhm.
out. When they go out, Dishant joined them, and Erica joins them too. So only Heather and I on the camp. You know what? I talked to Heather a little bit, then I just escaped and go for a poop for 4 hours. Like going for an aqua dump, or so then 4 hours, 5 hours. So I just check thousands of trees, and whatever holes you see, put your hands, maybe come out with some crabs or maybe some snakes sometimes.
Oh.
All right. Yeah, so it's crazy, but it is not that easy. Some people, some contestants are really lucky, they find the idol immediately.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, my friend, with Survivor, I don't have that luck. Even to get on Survivor, I tried like what 6 times plus. hell of interviews. It's brutal, you know.
Mm.
But then to find an idol, it's even harder than I expected.
Right.
So, but I did it, you know. So that's the most important thing, I guess.
Do you still have it?
No, we are not allowed to bring that idol anymore because I think
Oh.
Idols of Island or Islands of Idols or whatever had a season, right?
Mhm.
And they kept it. But my daughter Rhea, she know how to create a lot of idols, so I'm totally fine. I
Oh.
have home.
Oh,
Ah,
okay.
future Survivor player right there,
Well,
right?
she said that, Daddy, I will visit you as on a family trip. Like, oh, where you see your loved ones? She said, I will be there for you, Daddy. But the
Mm.
other one, actually, I had to think. Then she's like, is there any spiders? Yes. But my son is, she's like, no, I'm not coming that way. Then my son is like on the other side. Oh, there are spiders, Daddy. Yeah. Then he can catch it and we'll bring it to you. Bring it for you. So you
Nice.
never know.
Do you think would your wife would she ever consider playing?
She said if there is a blood versus water similar, but
Mhm.
uh, I'm sure she will be great at social game. And when she said yes or no, she said if she want me to go, definitely she will do it. And but she'll be really good. But I don't know. I asked her, do you want to go? She said if she has to, she will. Definitely. If not, she said, I will watch you. I will watch you there. Then I can watch and sit back and relax and watch you. That's what she said.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You said you had applied 6 times.
Yes.
Okay. Well, do you when
Mm.
around what season was the first time you applied? Do you remember?
2016.
Okay.
Because so
Okay.
at that time when I'm into applying, I'm not. Yeah, I'm watching Survive almost every single day. But
Yeah.
applying, so I cannot apply when I'm watching season 21. I never been to America even, right?
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
then when I moved to US in 2013, I can because I with green card you have to be citizen, right? So
Right.
when I had my old ceremony for become a citizenship to get my citizenship, then the following weekend had a open call in Port Canaveral, Florida. So immediately I went there, and yeah, that was my beginning. Couple of open calls in California and Florida, then applications, video applications. It,
Right.
you know, the consistency is very important. If you love something, you should never give up on your dreams. 3 minutes of your life or 6 minutes. Just do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, once you got casted and you're on the island getting ready, we've asked everybody this and we've heard different things, but was quarantine tough?
Yes, definitely it is very tough.
Mm.
So it is not that easy. Everybody thinks that, yeah, this is 26 days, but think about 39 days survivors. Like, yeah, there's a challenge, there's a reward challenge, and 1 day rest. But 26 days, there is no rest. Keep going. The pace is, and it's a monster, and that, and this, and twist, and that, and this. And again, you were on quarantine, then again, pre and post. It's a very difficult game. But, if anybody wants to go play Survivor, I would recommend to prepare mentally, physically. Yeah, definitely. Mental is very important. How if you can
Mm.
maintain that, otherwise
Yeah.
tough.
When you heard 26 days, what were your thoughts as an avid Survivor fan? Was it like, "Oh no, like is this even real Survivor?" Or were you like, "That's okay. We're going to get to it."
For me, I said it's okay because no matter
Yeah.
what, we have enough videos, right? Like
Yeah.
it's 24/7 they're filming. So as long as going to be 13 episodes. That's all the
Mhm.
fans want. But of course, there are some talks about, oh, this is very short. It's not fair. Like 39 days versus 26 days, $1 million. Well, you don't have food. You don't have rice for 13 days, my friends. We have to negotiate. Even I gave up my winning that challenge, right? Me, Shan, Ricard, and Xander, right?
Mhm.
We negotiated with Jeff to step forward, to give up our opportunity to get the rights for the entire tribe. And the all those resources that they gave us, nothing except the machete and flint and the pot, right? That you
Mhm.
have to win. If you lose, again, you're losing your flint. Not a single piece of rope was there to build a shelter. Everything you had to find the resources from the on the island or from the island, do it. It is the toughest season. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, by the time like once like it merged from that point on, I as a fan watching, I kept forgetting that it was 26 days. I didn't even it didn't even cross my mind. The way they edited it, it felt like
Yeah.
just another season.
Yeah, they have
So,
enough video. I mean, at times, right? Because
mhm.
I heard almost 3,000 hours or something like that. Because there are plenty of camera crews that try to get all the things what's going out there. So
The footage,
I'm
yeah.
sure they can play Survivor 24 hours a day for 29 days or 39 days. They have enough. So
Right.
imagine put just an hour, not even hour. It's they have plenty of video clips or the
Yeah.
recording. Yeah. So
Right. I remember watching in some of your pre-game press, you had mentioned that some of like your conditions and just what you remember of growing up in Sri Lanka, you thought would make you more prepared for Survivor Island life than most contestants. Now that you've played the game, do you still agree with that sentiment, or were there some things that were different, or were there some things that were definitely similar?
well, it is definitely similar. Most of
Mhm.
the things. That's why you see that I enjoyed it. Everybody else crying hungry and they can't sleep, and I
Yeah.
built the shelter. 89%, I would say, I built myself for the entire Lubu shelter. You see how
Mhm.
amazing we turned out that, and plus, when we merged, they brought the Luwa and Yasa to Lubu. So I built the shelter really big and better that everybody can sleep, right?
Mm.
So on top of that, I told in my pre interviews, like, these elements will be piece of cake. Well, it was. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
again, I have lived in many different countries, and the way
Mhm.
I grew up is kind of still in my blood, right? So no matter where I am, I go maybe 1 or 2 days, I may have a little bit of hard time. Then it's all about here. If you know this is where you're going to stay, this is what you have to do for moving forward for weeks or month. As long as you prepare your mentally, then you're good to go. But sometimes, of course, it is hard because of the hungry, the deprivations, and you have to see you can't sleep because of the backstabbing and lying, and so those are different elements of the game. But that is where we go there. So
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, island life, I enjoyed it.
Right. Were there any parts of it that you weren't, I don't want to say weren't prepared for, but did anything like surprise you on the island, or something that you didn't realize was a part of it?
Well, almost everything is kind of secret there.
Hmm.
Yeah, so the way we watch Survivor is not the way like, okay, it's easy to watch and judge from your couch.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, over there, it's everything is real. If
Hmm.
When you're sleeping, if a snake going on around your head, it happens. you know
Jeez.
so yeah, yeah. So when you wake up, first thing first, if you go into the water well or anything, there are plenty of spiders around all over. So you have to clean up. You have to go like that, and it's real. So it's everything is real out there. There is nothing like, you can start counting stars sometime.
Yeah.
Have you ever done that? No, right? So we just lay on the beach and start. I'm like, it's amazing. It's beautiful sunrise, sunset. But at the same time, it's scary. You can't get out in the night because it's so dark. If there's no moonlight, it's totally dark. You don't know where you're putting your steps. It's kind of scary too.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
Mm.
once you got the call from Survivor that said you're for sure going to be on the season, did you, before going off to Fiji, did you do anything to prepare, whether rewatching old seasons or just exercising? Like, did you prepare in any way, physically, mentally?
Well, rewatching Survivor, I watch Survivor every day.
Okay,
Okay, so it's tried out there. Even if I'm eating, sit on the couch, and first thing first, I put Survivor. It doesn't matter which
nice.
switch and which chair, so it's already in there, right? Then
Hmm.
in terms of exercising, weightlifting, doing some balance trains and everything,
Hmm.
uh, I normally do my normal days. I do weightlifting, and I'm doing and running. I'm a trail runner. I did go for swimming a little bit because uh, it's been a while, but I was a lifeguard too. So yeah, so that was my first job as lifeguard in my hospitality career. So
Mm.
I'm a good swimmer, and I want to do a little more dive. So I went to practice a little bit of couple days, I would say, at least a week or two, and everything else. No, I'm like what I'm thinking like I'm going to enjoy it. Yeah, it's $1 million. Yeah, I wanted to win. I can win, but yeah, I have a life after this too, right?
Mhm.
So I can't focus on only that $1 million. So I have to focus because I have family to come back. So I have to come back mentally clear. So
Right.
Yeah. Seemed like a human cheat code. You, lifeguard, knew the elements.
yeah, hey,
You were made
if
for the
you
music.
want to do it, you can do it. There is nothing impossible in this life. It's all about how much of an effort you put in, how much of a dedication and consistency you put into something that you really want, right? I heard a phrase somewhere someone said that if it is something important to you, you will find a way. If it is not important to you, you will find an excuse,
Love it.
right? Yeah.
Love it. Um,
Mm.
what would you say about this? Is a question I've been asking everyone that we've interviewed from the season, but throughout the entire journey of since the first time you got the call that said you were going to be on, what would you say? This could be before the island, during, or since you've come back. But what would you say is like the highest high and the lowest low, like the best moment, and then maybe like the worst moment of the journey so far?
So far for me, I had a best moment finding the idol.
Mm,
I put a lot of work into it. Yeah, I did win challenges. I'm very happy every single challenge that we won. But finding an idol, it's different level.
yeah.
With no clues, right? And that idol it's beware idol. So it's dangerous because you're losing your vote. So that moment was really special. Uh, the entire okay, let's put this way. Every single minutes of when this journey starts, it's always something new, right? So you can just take in and have fun, or you just surprise and complain. So I take in as, yeah, that is so amazing. Every single thing happened because it didn't happen in my life before those, right? So
Hmm.
that's a great finding an idol, definitely. But the other one is when you see Jeff Probst right in front of you, I get chill, like it's goosebump comes out. So it's
Yeah.
Jeff Probst that you're watching, you have watched and learned a lot of words from Jeff, like come on in guys and all no, only come on in now, and
Yeah.
right, all those words I'm listening and over for years and years. Then here we go, Jeff right there. Yeah, I did interviews with Jeff, but at the same time live with Jeff Forbes right next to you, you can chat with him, give him fist bump. Like, how many people can do that? That's
Hmm.
amazing. It's really made me happy to see Jeff almost every day out there. It's amazing experience. The bad and low time, I would say, man, missing family, because my kids are
Mm.
little. My daughter 7 years old, my son, and that was a month that April towards my daughter's birthday, and I wasn't at home. That was the first time, and yeah,
Mm.
so it was tough. Yeah, family, missing family, but I'm strong. I can manage that.
Yeah. How many kids do you have?
I have two. Rhea turned out to be. She not turned out to be. She's turned 7, and my son, my son 3. He just turned 3.
Okay. What's your son's name?
Reed, Reid.
Okay. Very
Reed and
cool.
Rhea. Thank you.
And what are they into? Do they play sports or enjoying school? What are they
Yes,
like?
my daughter, she's into a lot of stuff, science and math and arts, and she did play baseball, but now everything kind of stuck, right? So my son is all about superheroes and cars, and of course he wants to. It's always karate for him. So let's do. He cannot pronounce karate. He will say kawati. Let's do some kawati, daddy. So he's into karate. Yeah. So cars, and he loves cars and super heroes. So
Nice.
it's
Mm.
bad.
Has
Yeah.
he got a chance to watch the new Spider-Man movie?
Not yet.
Okay.
Yeah,
We
well,
want
that's
You gotta go see it.
yeah, not yet. It's not on the TV yet, so we had to go on theater. But very hard to take him out for now because of the new variant. It's kind of all
yeah.
over. So little
Yeah.
ones. especially with no vaccine yet for him. So it's still kind of waiting. But we
Yeah.
will definitely.
Absolutely. Um, Gideon's a big Spider-Man fan. I believe you have a, is that a
Oh,
Spider-Man chair?
Yeah, I got Spider-Man chair.
I see
I
that.
got Spider-Man on me, so I was the same
Nice.
way as a kid. I grew up in the Spider-Man room, so I
Well, we
feel
never had
feel
those
that.
opportunities, Gideon, because what? For me, we had coconut trees, we had some slingshots and a couple of flip-flops, maybe one, run around with half naked, short, no shirt, that kind of life we had. So lucky you all enjoy it.
Yeah.
Oh
Well,
yeah,
well, I
definitely
had a
blessed.
great life too, right? Even though I was living in those conditions, I had a great life. So that's why I was able to manage or to have a great time out there on the island because it helped me really, right?
Right.
There,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I think at the beginning, Adam was saying that you did bring a new perspective on the Survivor, and I mean that's truth because we haven't really had a lot of people. I mean, have we had anyone come from anywhere other than the U.S. or Canada? I don't think so. And it's like you did grow up like that, but yet you had no complaints on the island, and that was just really refreshing. And I think that's why so many people did appreciate you and want to see you come back.
I hope so one day.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
wanted to I wanted to ask with like specifically with the final tribal council, obviously you were a jury member. Coming into final tribal, and if you wanted to keep this personal, no worries, but coming into final tribal, you specifically, how like open would you say your vote was? Like, did you know for sure who you were going to vote for, or was it totally open, or like maybe somewhere in the
Totally open.
middle?
Totally
Okay.
open. I told them, just convince me, tell me how and why you play the game and why. Yeah, because again, it is like voting every single night, on every single other night, right? The final tribal council, it doesn't matter. One small thing can change entire your chance of winning. So it's all about
Mhm.
how you deliver, how you pledge your case, right? So, well, again, we are seeing out there based on because we don't see the challenges they participate in. We can see only when they come back when we are sitting on juror as a jury. Then we are sitting there who's when we see someone wearing the necklace, then we think,
Hmm.
yeah, that person played good today, right? Makes sense, right? He's a
Right.
challenge. So we don't know what other things happen in the island until we watch. So we are kind of they have to explain what happened and they have to really build a case and tell us. So yeah, I was
Gotcha.
Yeah.
totally. I told them. So
And then
Yeah. I
so,
also
oh, go ahead, get in.
I wanted to hear your perspective on the Final Four decision out of Xander to not let Erica go to fire. I mean, to us, we were all shocked that happened, and then the edit made y'all look shocked. Were you shocked?
uh, yes,
Yeah, yeah,
yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah. Well, it happens. It's again, as I said, it's not only as jurors. Like imagine we are having when you're on the jury, but at least you have food and drink, and you can have fun. You can have a good night's sleep. Like a Xander, Erica, Deshaun, and Heather and Ricard, who have played like Final Four, Final Five.
Hmm.
They don't have food, and they always thinking. I don't think they had a good night's sleep, and any decision comes out over there, it's not like, yeah, Xander for that moment, he thought that would be a great move. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
So I wouldn't blame for that. He was thinking, I could have done the same. It's not mistake. It's all about that is how he played his game, right? So
Hmm.
yeah, so it's kind of tough. It's easy to judge from sitting on the couch and having a popcorn or beer or whatever, but it's not that the case when you are there, my friends. It doesn't matter you are in the jury or you are playing the game. It's still you're playing the game, you're in the game.
Right.
Yeah.
And obviously there was a lot of people from your original tribe that were on the jury because no one was voted out pre-merge unless you consider Sydney being pre-merge. It was kind of like half merge boot.
Yeah.
Um, so obviously there was a lot of people from your original tribe. where it was clear that Sydney was seen as a big threat, as a big player, whereas Xander only got to play like what, a week with her, so he maybe didn't realize just how respected her game was and how big people saw her as a threat. And then obviously you yourself voted for her in the end. Do you remember, like, was there a moment at Final Tribal Council where you knew it was going to be her, or
Voted for
um,
Erica, not Sydney.
for Erica?
For Erica? Yeah, I know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna go vote for Sydney. Yeah, I know that I'm switching the votes. I switched the vote to get Sydney out. By the way. Yeah, in that vote. Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I was supposed to vote for Evie, but Evie is my buddy, so Sydney's out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Interesting.
but again, yeah, she's a good player. She had her own way of playing the game, but it's all about who stays one more days, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a game. And yeah, Erica. After that, when they say about why they should be winning this $1 million, and of course, it's not just like, yeah, you talk and Gaiden talk and Naseer talks and you vote for someone, not like that. So you really has to pledge your case and try to convince the jury. So yeah,
Great.
yeah.
Well, before we let you go, we have to let you play this game that we play with all of our season 41 interviewees called, at least the ones that have an Instagram account. It's called Explain That Graham. So we're going to show you.
Graham.
Okay.
We're gonna show you 3 pictures from your Instagram and explain like the story behind the picture, like when it was taken, what all you can tell us about it. So
Let's do this.
let me pull up the first one here.
I love this part.
All right, first one.
Oh, so we went to the pumpkin patch. So I was making a YouTube a video. I want to post something to show, because we grew up with vegetables and all kind of stuff. So I want to post to show to Sri Lankan friends
Yes.
how these pumpkin patches can be done, because there are plenty of opportunities that they can do this stuff in Sri Lanka, right, to make money. But here in America, during the pumpkin season, you know how to make money. So but we always enjoy this season: pumpkin lattes, corn on the cob, and pumpkin curries. Matter of fact, have you ever tried pumpkin curries? I love pumpkin curries.
I haven't.
I am not.
If you're not subscribed, please subscribe my YouTube channel. So then I started posting videos. Matter of fact, a couple of days ago, I posted how to cook Dungeness crab curry.
We'll put a link to that in our description where people can find your YouTube.
Yes, please, would be highly appreciated. And I just started, so that's my plan. I want to do. I'm doing a cooking YouTube channel. So for that particular one, that was the biggest pumpkin. So someone else bought that and he's rolling that wheelbarrow. I'm like, can I take a picture?
Nice.
Like,
where was that? Was that California?
It's California, in our hometown here, Morgan Hill.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, here, since you mentioned cooking, that was kind of the next one. Do you remember what dish you're making here?
Yeah, kotu. That is a special dish. It's a street food on Sri Lanka. It's a famous one. It's mixed with chicken, pita bread, not bread, parota bread, and a lot of ingredients like cilantro, onion, mustard seeds, curry powder, turmeric, ginger, onion, garlic, and you mentioned it, that a lot of things all together. Basically, you cook the curry, chicken curry or beef curry, whatever it is, then you prepare a different dish with the bread and everything. Then you mix it, then you do it. That's one of the famous food in Sri Lanka. Of course, in my household as well, the entire family enjoys it. Matter of fact, I'm planning to cook that today.
Okay.
Nice.
It's called kotu.
Yeah. When are you making your own restaurant?
Well, it's too much work, my friend.
Come on.
If you're making a restaurant, you have to be. I rather do some cooking shows around so I can show them how to cook and move on, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. And I love cooking. I enjoy cooking. Not everybody can cook good, I would say, because that's a different art. It's something you love, right? You know how enjoy you when you're cooking, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. It's all about here and here. It's not all about always the recipes. Recipes are important, but at the same time.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Last one I wanted to show you was I love bringing up I love finding when contestants love sports because I'm a huge sports guy myself. When we interviewed Sydney, we found out that she was a ping pong, a table tennis former player in I think high school and a little bit in college too.
College.
But
Yeah.
I saw this on your Instagram of you golfing, and very humble of you to show. Most people would only show them making a putt, but you came just a little short there. Was this a one-time thing, or do you enjoy golfing?
I enjoyed golfing, especially with my father-in-law, Dave. We are trying to get to be on Amazing Race. If I do Amazing Race, I will be doing with I call dad, my father-in-law. So we go enjoy golf. So it's been a while since the COVID hit. Well, almost every other weekend we went. I enjoyed it. But if you want to see the worst golf player, you can see right here. Uh, so, well, I'm a good player, but as you said, it's not always about good things. Show them always about your failure. You learn something from it, right?
Right.
That are good
Yeah.
and bad. So yeah, I don't mind showing that I'm failing something, right?
Yeah.
But you liked
Yeah.
it.
Absolutely. I'm a golfer as well. I definitely don't claim to be a pro by any means. I've a lot to learn. I've been doing it for 3 years now, and I feel like I've only gotten this much better. I'll get a good putt and think that I've cracked the code, and then I'll go up for my next putt and be 2 steps back. So definitely a game where you're constantly have to evolve to hang in there.
It's not an easy game. Like I'm good when I'm driving. I'm like it's good distance wise because I'm a cricket player. So it's all about hitting harder. So
Right.
So it's good, but a lot to learn. As I said, you want to see the worst golf player on the earth
Right.
is me.
Yeah. Well, it's an interesting game because unlike football or baseball, where like once the ball is in the play, you have to make decisions, but they're very in the moment. You have like a split second to make a decision that could either let the other team get a touchdown or it's a very small time to make a decision. Whereas in golf, you have a bunch of time to, choose which club you want, how hard you want to hit. You have plenty of time to decide on your decisions. And yet it's still very tough because there's so many decisions that have to go into your next hit, and if one of those decisions is the wrong one, your ball could end up in a lake.
Yep, lake. Absolutely, I remember all those Florida golf courses. There's a lot of water around, so you lose balls a lot. But here in California, we don't have issue with that. Sometimes a deer or maybe turkey jump around, and we
Turkey.
yeah, turkey. So
Wow.
it's pretty good here. Golf courses are good, but it's good. I like to play golf, but it's been a while since I started. Since I came back from Survival, I haven't. Yeah. I
Very
feel
cool.
like I'd rather spend that time with my kids for now because I feel like still I missed a lot of time being with them while I was on the show. So
Mhm.
and I've been working every night. That's why I'm like, oh, no. So, but you have been in touch with me from the beginning. I'm like, you know what? Even though it is a weekend, I have to give my time to Adam and his. Yeah, absolutely. Because I don't want to take this call on the car on the way from 101, right?
Right.
Absolutely. We definitely appreciate it. And if you ever in New York City, bring your golf clubs with you. And I love to play with you. Me and Gideon would both love to play with you sometime. I don't know if Gideon, if you've ever golfed before, but no. Okay. That's what, hey, I've had people that have played and are already for like the first, second, third time and are already better than me. Sometimes people just have that natural
I would look
swing.
like Happy Gilmore out there, man. I would not look good, but
No.
it's whatever.
It's tough. It's tough. Well, we whenever we wrap up the interviews, we always have our same last question that we love to ask everyone. Gideon, do you want to do the honor? Or?
You got
I
it.
know
You got it. You got
if
it.
I know you said we talked about playing again, and Gideon said the absolute truth that me and Gideon would personally love to see you play again. I know a lot of people would. I'm on a bunch of Survivor Reddits, Survivor Facebooks, and there's polls, and you're always like towards the top of players, if not at the very top.
Yeah.
If you got the call to play again, what would your answer be?
If I receive a call, yes, absolutely, I will play again.
Awesome.
Good. Good,
Yeah,
good,
awesome.
good.
Great. Well, that's music to our ears. We definitely enjoyed watching you during the season. You were someone we were rooting for from the get go, especially myself because you were on my fantasy team. But it
Thank
was
you.
interesting. It was interesting because we would always like not seriously, but in a joking way, we would always talk smack about people on the other person's team. So I was like, Deshaun was on Gideon's team, so I would always be like, "Boo, Deshaun," and like Ricard was on my team, so Gideon would go, "Boo, Ricard." But you were the maybe the one player where I think even though you were on my
Nah,
team, we
I
were both
refuse to
still.
talk crap about you, Naseer. I would never. I would
Thank
never.
Absolutely.
you. I appreciate it.
But it was so great watching you play. And yeah, thank you so much for coming on the show. We definitely enjoyed talking to you, learning a little bit about your game, about your life before the game, and after the game too. So yeah, thanks so much for coming on. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, Adam. Thank you so much for your time and effort for trying to get and to organize this. And Gideon, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you so much for calling me first, so we can put Adam out. Wearing same sweater or jersey, right?
That's right.
We
That's
did
right.
same tribe, even though he told me before. Now we are in the same tribe here.
That's
So thank
right.
you again. You have a great day, and happy New Year too. Even it is a little late now, right?
Yes,
Yep.
but
Yep.
Thank you.
If you guys want to check out Naseer's YouTube channel, go subscribe to that. It's in our bio. You guys can go check that out, watch his videos, learn something about cooking. And yeah, thank you guys for watching so much. We're happy as a goat on AstroTurf that you were here. Thank you guys.